Close your eyes and picture this: the radiant, ever-smiling Savannah Guthrie, the heart and soul of NBC's Today Show, sitting in a dimly lit podcast studio, her voice trembling as she unveils a secret she's guarded for over a decade. On July 1st, 2025, the world came to a screeching halt when Savannah, the beloved morning TV icon, dropped a bombshell on the Reclaiming with Monica Lewinsky podcast. For the first time in 16 years, she spoke about her horrible and heartbreaking divorce from her first husband, Mark Orchard, a wound so deep it took years to heal. Fans were stunned. Social media exploded. How could someone so poised, so perfect, have carried such a painful secret? Why did she keep it hidden for so long? And what does this revelation mean for the woman millions wake up to every morning? Buckle up, because this is a story of heartbreak, resilience, and the courage to rebuild a life shattered by loss. A divorce that rocked her world. Savannah Guthrie, the 53-year-old Australian-born journalist who's been a fixture on Today since 2012, isn't just a household name. She's a symbol of grace under pressure. But on July 1st, 2025, during an intimate conversation with Monica Lewinsky, she peeled back the curtain on a chapter of her life she'd kept locked away: her 2009 divorce from British BBC journalist Mark Orchard. "It was horrible and sad, and it broke my heart," she confessed, her words heavy with the weight of a pain she'd carried silently for years. "It took me years to recover." The marriage, which spanned from 2005 to 2009, was a private affair, and Savannah had always dodged questions about it. But in this rare moment of vulnerability, she explained why she chose not to include the gory details in her 2024 book, Mostly What God Does: Reflections on Seeking and Finding His Love Everywhere. "It's too personal," she said, her voice steady but raw. "And frankly, it's too embarrassing." The divorce wasn't just a legal formality. It was a seismic event that shook the foundation of Savannah's life. She told Monica, "I don't want to talk about getting divorced. I'm not blaming anyone, but I don't really want to get into it, you know?" Her decision to set boundaries around the topic wasn't just about privacy. It was about protecting her heart from reliving a trauma that nearly broke her. Yet, her willingness to share even a glimpse of that pain sent shockwaves through her fanbase. Savannah, now happily married to Michael Feldman since 2014 and a proud mother to Vale, 10, and Charlie, 8, used this moment to show that even the brightest stars have their darkest days. A journey through heartbreak and redemption. Let's rewind to 2005. Savannah Guthrie, then a 33-year-old rising star at True TV's Court TV, was covering the high-profile Michael Jackson sexual abuse trial in Santa Maria, California. Across the courtroom, she locked eyes with Mark Orchard, a charismatic BBC journalist with a reputation for sharp reporting. Sparks flew amidst the chaos of the trial, and within months, they were married in a whirlwind romance that seemed like a fairy tale. Two journalists, united by their passion for truth, building a life together in the fast-paced world of media. But fairy tales don't always last. By 2009, their marriage had crumbled, leaving Savannah standing in the wreckage of a dream gone wrong. "It was like my world collapsed," she reflected in a February 2025 Us Weekly interview, her voice tinged with the ache of memory. "I was pretty sure that I had lost my opportunity and more or less ruined my life." At 36, she faced the daunting reality of starting over, grappling with the shame and heartbreak of a failed marriage. The divorce left her with commitment issues that lingered like shadows, haunting her as she navigated the uncertain waters of single life in New York City. Then came Michael Feldman, a former Democratic political aide turned PR powerhouse. Their paths crossed at his 40th birthday party in October 2008, just weeks after Savannah's separation from Mark. She wasn't looking for love, far from it. "Here's what's never going to happen," she told Michael, her walls sky-high. But Michael, with his charm and persistence, slowly chipped away at her defenses. Their relationship wasn't a Hollywood romance. It was a slow burn, fraught with challenges. Savannah's deep Christian faith clashed with Michael's differing beliefs, leading to heated debates and soul-searching moments. During a pivotal trip to Turks and Caicos in 2013, Savannah issued an ultimatum: commit or walk away. Michael chose commitment, proposing in a moment that changed their lives forever. They married in 2014, with Savannah pregnant with their daughter Vale, and later welcomed son Charlie. Today, their 11-year marriage is a beacon of hope, with Savannah gushing in a 2020 Good Housekeeping interview. "Mike is my rock. He's the one who keeps us grounded." Media fallout and social media frenzy. The moment Savannah's confession hit the airwaves, the media went into overdrive. People splashed her quote, "It broke my heart," across their website, while Daily Mail ran a headline screaming, "Savannah Guthrie's devastating divorce revelation. It took years to recover." The Daily Beast called it a rare glimpse into the Today star's private pain. The story dominated entertainment news, with outlets dissecting every word of her podcast appearance. Monica Lewinsky, the podcast host, became an unexpected ally, praising Savannah's boundary setting with a heartfelt, "You're allowed to have a boundary, and that's powerful." On X, the reaction was electric. At NYPost tweeted, "Savannah Guthrie makes rare comments about horrible divorce. It broke my heart," sparking thousands of retweets and replies. Fans poured out their support. "I had no idea Savannah went through this. She's so brave for sharing," one user wrote. Others couldn't resist speculating, with posts like, "What happened with Mark Orchard? Was there a third person involved?" A rumor that remains unconfirmed and purely speculative. On Instagram, Savannah's post about the podcast captioned, "What a beautiful night. Thank you to dearest friends for coming out to celebrate mostly what God does, and most especially to @FeldMike and my sweet babies." Racked up thousands of likes. Comments ranged from "You're an inspiration" to "Thank you for showing us it's okay to keep some things private." The outpouring of love highlighted Savannah's unique ability to connect with her audience, even in her most guarded moments. A life forged in fire. Savannah's divorce wasn't an isolated tragedy. It was part of a tapestry of challenges that shaped her. The loss of her father at a young age, which she discussed on the same podcast, pushed her to abandon a legal career for journalism, seeking purpose in storytelling. Her Christian faith, a guiding light through her darkest moments, gave her the strength to heal from the divorce. In Mostly What God Does, she explores faith, love, and gratitude, but consciously sidestepped the divorce, a decision rooted in self-preservation. "I didn't want to relive that pain," she told Monica, her honesty resonating with anyone who's ever had to rebuild after a loss. Her marriage to Mark Orchard was a high-profile union in the media world. Both were ambitious journalists, covering major stories like the Michael Jackson trial.